There was an uplifting moment while I was captured. I hope I'm not taking too much time, but I wanted to tell you this. Tet of 1970, the Vietnamese slaughtered a water buffalo. And when they did that, when they had a celebration, they would give us the parts they didn't want, the eyes, the lips, pieces of skin with hair on it, stuff like that. In this particular time, they invited Montagnards, and we had these Montagnards living around there, and they were very primitive. They wore loincloths and had spears and crossbows. And they brought a guy, the Montagnards brought a guy that was afflicted. He had cerebral palsy, he was mentally retarded. They shunned him, the Vietnamese shunned him, and he came down to our camp. And this particular time, this one time, the Vietnamese, besides giving us the pieces of water buffalo, had given us about 30 pieces of peppermint candy, individually wrapped. And we never had sugar. We were starving. We had not had sugar in years. And I don't know whose idea it was. Somebody decided, let's show this guy what Americans are like. And we divvied the candy up like dealing cards, and we put him in. And we had about 30 pieces, so he got 2. Everybody got 2. I have never been more proud of being an American, ever, because we had nothing, and we shared it with a guy in bad shape.
How were you selected for the Ken Burns documentary?
Phil and I have a mutual friend named Joe Galloway, who's a very well-known war correspondent and author and a great speaker. I'm sure he's spoken here twice. In fact, when I walked in my room, 406, his picture was the first one I saw on the wall. I took a picture of it and I sent it to him by text. And I said, look whose mug I see when I first walk into my room. And he wrote me back and he said, I am everywhere. So
that's true.
Joe was a consultant on that film, and Joe recommended, he knew my story, he stayed in my house several times. He recommended that Lynn Novick contact me. She called me, we talked on the phone, then she came down to Daytona Beach. She flew down there and she spent a couple of days in our house, and we auditioned each other. I really like her. She's a very wonderful person. We see the world quite differently, but I like her. She's just a charming person. So she recruited me, and that's how it came to be.